I'd like to welcome you all to our Rabbitown tour, and have all of you heard about Rabbitown before you heard about the tour? Oh, that's excellent. I hope I can give you a little bit more information than you already know, but as you all probably know, Rabbitown's not a very big area. It's only about 6 blocks, as I was telling you earlier. It goes from this station here on York Street out to Smythe Street at the exhibition grounds, and we'll see the northern end later in the Rabbitown Park where the train tracks ran through. Now, this train station is a pretty important place, and that's why it's our first stop here. It was built in 1923, and it's probably the busiest place in town, or so my dad says. He says it's because it's a hub station. It goes between the rest of the Maritimes and Western Canada. So we get to see so many different little parts of stories and what's happening here at this station. My friends and I like to just come and stand in the background and watch a little bit. You get some sad stories when you see the soldiers heading off to war and they have to say goodbye to their sweethearts and their mothers, but then you see these really great parts of the story when the soldiers come home and they get to greet their families again. And you get to see the students from the University of New Brunswick rushing off home for their vacation or coming back for their studies. It really is a really great spot. And we don't usually get to share our story though. You guys are always passing through here so quick. And well, we have some really amazing stories and some really amazing people here in our little 6-block neighborhood of Rabbitown. So I'd really like to share some of our stories with you. So if you'll just come with me, we'll go on to the next stop. We're going to head down to the Cedar Lunch, well, where the Cedar Lunch used to be. It's Cafe Loca now, Cedar Lunch. And it was owned by the Sod family. The building still is owned by the family for over 3 generations now, but it's run by a different family. This wasn't technically part of Rabbitown, but a lot of the workermen from the different factories in the area would come here and grab their lunch, so it's an important part of the community. Just across the street here, we have our first factory stop tour. This is the Harp Boot and Shoe Factory, and it was established in 1898. And across the way there, I think that's Mita Clowater and Aubrey Hanson. Hi, guys! Hi. Come on, let's go say hi to them. Mita Clowater. She's probably the sweetest girl in all of Rabbitown. And this here's Aubrey Hanson. I don't know if you heard of him yet or not, but he's just probably the best fiddler in all of Canada. He's going to be famous someday. Just you wait and see. Mita, I've been showing these folks all around Rabbitown. How about you tell them a little bit about the Harp Boot and Shoe Factory?
Oh, it's swell. Good money for your work, too. We work Mondays to Fridays, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And starting wages are $12 a week.
Whoa. Well, what's that you got there, Aubrey?
Oh, this is just a coat for my sister Glenna.
Oh, that's an awful pretty coat. It must have cost you a fortune.
Oh, don't you worry about it. She's in a house of boys, and being the only girl, she deserves it.
Oh, that sure is sweet of you. Well, we must be getting on our way. Letting you guys get back to work. I know you're just on a break. Thanks, guys. Thanks for stopping to talk to us.
See you around.
I'll be waiting for you.
Oh, maybe yet.
He's just on a break now. Maybe we'll see him later. Maybe one of them other handsome boys. They're awful musically talented, that whole family. Now that Aubrey Hanson, he's as sweet as he is talented. That there coat he got for his sister Glenna, well, that's because the Hansons were a bit hard up on cash one Christmas, and Aubrey knew she wasn't going to get very much. And when a traveling salesman came to the door, he asked Glenda to come down and pick out her favorite coat. And she said, "Oh, Aubrey, there's no way Mom and Dad can afford it." He said, "Oh, don't you worry, you just come pick out your favorite coat." He used one of his very first paychecks from the Harp Boot and Shoe Factory to buy her that coat. Now, just across the street here, this is where the Chestnut Canoe Factory was. There used to be an awful lot more buildings there than there are now. They had firehouses and warehouses and storage houses, and this building here on your left was one of the originals. It's been refurbished quite a bit, as you can see. The company was named for William and Harry Chestnut, and they first started making canoes in 1897, but they didn't fully incorporate to make the Chestnut Canoe Company until 1905. They were making about 3,000 canoes a year when they were in their prime time, and we had folks from the NHL and the Major League Baseball teams coming all the way here just to pick out canoes. And the companies didn't just make canoes, they made the paddles, they made pine dories, they made the sulkies for the horse racing. Yeah, snowshoes and toboggans. Yeah, they were heating up and you could smell the wood all over Rabbitown from where they were bending their wood into different shapes. And this here building used to be up on stilts and you could go right under it. But the company, they moved in 1973 because they were doing so well that they were going to expand out in Ormukta. But after about 5 years, that didn't quite work out and the company ended up shutting down in 1978. But I hear you can still find Chestnut Stews on the internet. Victoria Street, best street.
Oh, always.
I think it was 52.
We've been showing them around. They already met Aubrey, and we met Nita too. So
Oh, okay,
I showed them the Heart Boot and Shoe Factory and the York Street Station and Chestnut.
Are you taking them to
Factory.
exhibition grounds?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, we're gonna go look at. They don't look like they used to, but we're gonna show them where your grandpa. He built some of those buildings, right?
Oh, yes.
So whose house was this, or do you?
Richardson's
Oh, this
house.
is my house.
What?
This is my house, here.
Oh, Richardson. Richardson.
Well, hello there.
Okay, well, Fred here, him and his family moved here to help look after his grandpa. How old were you when you did that, Fred?
Oh, I was 7 years old. You should have seen the trouble I got into back then.
Still get into plenty of trouble now. But, say, why don't you tell them a bit of a story? I mean,
Well,
you
I only know the
speaking
one
of
good one. See, this one time, I was down going into the barracks.
Ron Richardson? Oh, I didn't know we had guests. I'm not even my best dressed, for heaven's sake.
Ma, I told you not to call me Ron. My name's Fritz. That's what all the guys and gals call me.
Don't you dare try and tell me what to call you. I will use the name that I christened you with. You guys all look hungry. Come inside and I'll fix you up a little pot of tea and
oh,
some
no,
biscuits.
no, Mrs. Richard, it's fine, ma'am. We really gotta be getting on our way. I just wanted Fred to tell them a quick story.
Oh, nonsense. No one's going to leave my house empty-handed. Come inside. I'll get you all a little drink of water.
Oh, ma'am, we really don't have the time, but I really do appreciate it. We gotta be getting along. I want to show them the Morgan's grocery store next. Say, finish up your story, Fred.
Oh, yeah. All right, so this one time, right before my 11th birthday, I headed down to the barracks, as I normally do, and I snuck in. I mean, I don't think they make it hard to get in if they really minded us getting in and all. But, I mean, my grandfather helped build the barracks, so I don't think they mind me getting in that much. Anyway, I went into the cook's room, and he caught me and didn't kick me out. That wasn't even the best part. I went in and I told him I wasn't getting a cake for my birthday the next day, and he gave me 3 pounds of sugar. Well, see, sugar was on ration back then. It was kind of a big deal. So I ended up getting a cake after all.
He's such a sweet man, that chef. But if I find out what you sneak into those training grounds one more time...
Oh, well, let's get going, guys. I'll leave you guys to. Thank you, ma'am. See you later, Fred. We've got 2 explanations as to why it's called Rabbitown. And one explanation is that some of the boys like to trap the plethora of rabbits there were in the area, because the Smythe Street Hill was just all woods, and they'd sell them for just a nickel or whatever they could get for them. The other explanation is that there are an awful lot of children running around Rabbitown for such a small area. Yeah. Sure seemed to. Them great big families. You had the Goldens that had 11, you had the Browns that had 9, my family has 7, and the Hansons, they have a smaller family, they only have 6.
Mine had 8.
Now we're just coming up on one of the grocery stores in the area, and this is one of the ones that my parents like to go to quite a bit. My brothers too, to get into that penny candy. Morgan's Grocer's just up here. Now they're a pretty well stocked grocer. Anything you need, you can get at Morgan's Grocer. And any bit of news you might need, you can probably get there too. What? Up there? I think that is Mrs. Morgan outside. Mrs. Morgan! Hi, Mrs. Morgan! What are you doing outside?
Hello, Louise. I just needed a breath of fresh air. It's so full of hot air in there, I thought I'd suffocate. Ed's going on and telling some story about an 8-foot giant man who was caught in a bridge over on the north side. And I'm saying that he saved the man's life. Imagine, Ed couldn't save himself from drowning in a bucket of water.
Well, I've been showing these folks around Rabbitown, Mrs. Morgan. I know that the men just like to get to telling yarns in there, but it's all in good fun. So why don't you just have a bit of a relax and tell these folks a bit about your store?
Oh, well, Morgan's Grocer has everything you'd ever need in Rabbitown. We've got milk and bread, beans, and an ice for your icebox if you don't have one of those new fancy electronic refrigerators. And we have penny candies by the pound. And I happen to know it's not just these youngins that like to get the penny candies. In fact, you folks look like you could use a little pick-me-up. Here, why don't you have some? I have some right here with me.
Thank you.
They won't bite.
Thank you.
Now, if you like them, be sure to tell your friends about Morgan's Grocer over in Rabbit Town.
Oh, I just
Take as many as you like.
in a few years.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Morgan. Now, we better be getting on our way. We're heading to the Hancock's place next. We're heading to my place. Ivan's getting ready for the circus. It's awful exciting over there
I'll
now.
walk out there with you. I'm on my way to see Mrs. Brown about a matter.
And here's where I live with my older brothers and sisters, Ada, Billy, Charlie, Gladys, and Wallace. And there is my little brother Ivan and G. Brown.
He won't let me join the circus, Louise. Tell him I can do it. I'm big enough. Tell him, please.
Ivan, why can't you join the circus? I mean, she's almost 9.
She's too young. Like, think of those older brothers, what they would do to me if she got hurt in my circus, and Mrs. Brown, no way I'm getting involved in that.
Boy, but I am big enough now. I can do
I'm
it,
sorry,
Ivan.
Jeannie. Maybe in a couple of years when you're bigger, okay?
Well, maybe he's right, Jeannie. You don't want to get hurt, do you? Oh, okay. Ivan, why don't you tell him a little bit about the circus?
Well, I'm known as the ringmaster around here in these parts of the Rabbit Town Circus. You can get in for only a penny, and you can see the world's biggest mosquito. Also, you can come and see Kenny the Iron Man Hansen. One year he can go through a roof. So, I'll see you folks around. I got some stuff to take care of.
My brother Ivan's a pretty big deal around here. Like you said, he's the ringleader of the annual Hancock Circus. It's amazing. Folks come from all around. You pay 1 penny to get into the circus that's in our backyard. It's great. You guys should all come out and see it. And he worked at the Chestnut Canoe Factory for 23 years, too. He's always been really big in the community. He loves Rabbit Town. He loves everything about it. And if it wasn't for Ivan, we wouldn't have so many wonderful stories to share with all of you guys about Rabbit Town. So we should get going. I'll tell you guys about the exhibition grounds next.
Oh, wait. I have an idea. Okay. If Ivan's not going to let me join the circus, maybe I can help you with your tour. I bet you guys haven't even seen the best part of town yet. Come on, I'm going to take you to the park. Let's go.
Okay, wait, Jeannie. Okay. All right, you've been helping tour guide, but we got to go to the exhibition grounds first. We got to show them and tell them a little bit about the soldiers.
Okay. Come on, guys. You guys are going to love this place. This is the best part of town. This is my favorite place. I'm there every day, practicing.
The park, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to play baseball after?
Okay. Hey, let's ask Serena. She wants to play too.
Okay, so are we going to do an all-girls team?
That is a perfect idea. We'll go girls versus boys today.
I wonder if Gladys will play. I think she's home.
She's pretty good.
She's really good.
She's not as fast as me, but she's pretty good.
She's pretty fast. She's got longer legs than you.
Yeah, but she's not as fast as me. No one's as fast as me. Everyone knows that.
Okay, Jeannie.
All right, Louise, listen, maybe I can train you sometimes to be like kind of fast like me.
Well, thanks, Jeannie.
It's
All
because
right.
you wear a dress.
You're supposed to wear dresses. My mom made me wear my Sunday dress to give this tour.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, up there's the exhibition grounds, and we're not going to travel all the way over to Smythe because it doesn't look all like it used to. It's just but the soldiers used to be in the H-shaped barracks that were there, the ones that Fritz Grandpa helped build. And they also have buildings where they ate and where they stored their equipment. Now, the soldiers used the area surrounding it, the fields surrounding it, to do their outdoor training, and they also trained in Odell Park. Coffee, pop, and sugar were all on ration at the time, so you couldn't get them in the stores. Not even Morgan's Grocer. It was as well stocked as it was. But the kids like to save our money up, and we could either get the ice cream from the soldiers that would pass it to us through the fence, or you could sneak in and you could use the canteen. They mostly didn't mind.
Oh, we used to sneak in too, but that's because they had all sorts of sporting
You never
equipment.
paid to go in the exhibition. You stuck through that gate.
You got that's right.
And over the fence. Well, no, they used to walk down through.
I was too short to go over the fence. I had to go under.
Under the fence.
You just gotta be
They
able
walk
to be a
away
good
and say, "You
climber
better be
like
gone
me.
when we get
That's
back."
how you get in
Well,
there.
sometimes
And you
I
know what
walk
they
through the
have in
gate.
there?
If I happen to
Everything,
know
all
who was
sorts of
on the
sporting
gate.
equipment. They have
We
hockey
ran through
sticks,
the gate
and
to the big
basketballs, and
farm.
baseballs, and baseball bats, and tennis rackets.
Best ones.
Yeah, but don't
paid
worry.
to get into
Our
the
mom has
exhibition
taught us
till
right,
we
and we
know.
never stole or broke anything.
insisted.
And I think that's why they didn't really mind that we broke in. We only got told off a few times for going in there.
Let's go to the park now.
Okay, everyone look both ways before you cross the street, or my mom will be very mad at me. I didn't see it. You guys must be so excited. I know I am. You're just not as fast as me, that's all. Don't worry. That's not your fault. I practice every day.
Rabbitown. They used to go up through where those houses are on that corner. There was a lot of controversy about that because they covered up where the trail went.
Worst thing they ever did.
It's always looking beautiful. Best part of Rabbitown.
Come on. Gosh, we're not gonna let them on a baseball team, are we?
Jeannie, don't be rude or I'll tell your mom.
Maybe they can throw really hard. This is the park. We can fit 2 whole teams here. Boys and the girls get to play. And if you want to know a secret, the girls are just as good as the boys. I think we're better, but you gotta be a little fair to them too, just because they're not as good as us.
Well, it's because of Aubrey Hanson and Ivan Hancock that we have this wonderful park left to commemorate Rabbitown by. They chose this year's spot because this is where they remember playing baseball and all those other games when they were kids. And this year marked the northern end of Rabbitown, so they thought it was a pretty important spot in the area. And in the early 2000s, it was officially commemorated by the city, and it was made an official city park. All right, now let's go see the Hanson house. I want to tell them a bit about Aubrey.
Doreen!
Oh, hi, Louise. Hi, everyone. Jeannie, your brother just got a new TV for the clubhouse. The first TV in all of Rabbitown. Isn't it exciting?
Wait. We gotta go to the Hanson house first, and then we'll go to the Browns, okay?
I hope
Anything on Easter
Well, they won't let us watch it. It's in the clubhouse.
Have you ever seen TV before, Louise?
No, it's the first one in Rabbitown.
Have you guys seen a TV before?
No.
Oh my goodness.
What do you think they have on it?
I don't know.
I wonder if they get the hockey game.
I wonder if they have the circus on there.
Oh, that would be
But
really.
you can see the circus all the time. It's right behind my house.
Yeah, but it's even cooler if I can see it in the clubhouse on a television.
You gotta tell Ivan about that one.
Oh, then you'll have to let me in the circus.
Ooh, yeah.
We're gonna trick on.
My mom's not gonna be very happy. All right. Well, here's the Hanson house. This here's the 6 Hanson children grew up, and their parents lived here. And Aubrey Hanson, probably one of the most famous Rabbitowners, grew up here. When he was only 6 years old, he was singing and playing harmonica for his teachers at school. By the time he was 14, he was playing guitar and banjo and the fiddle. He was great at the fiddle. He was playing them all around the Maritimes at different dances and different shows. And he had his own radio show for 40 years on Fredericton KHJ. And he also had a CBC radio show for 4 years. He was even on cable TV for a little while. But no matter how famous Aubrey got, he never forgot his true roots here in Rabbitown, and he remained very good friends with Ivan Hancock for his whole life. And it's because of him that he also shared so many great stories with us about the community. All right, let's go see the TV now.
Back here is where the warehouse was turned into a clubhouse in the 1950s by the boys. All the boys are in there. There's Aubrey and his brother Doug, my big brothers Neil and Laura Brown.
And Byron, don't forget Byron.
Oh yeah, he's in there too. He picks on me a lot, so I like to forget his name sometimes. There was also Fred Thompson and Gordy Hillfillin and Dow Cowwater. But notice that there's no girls around here. That's because the boys don't know how to share.
Well, they did share and they pooled up their money together to buy the first TV in all of Rabbitown. I hear it even has CBC based out of St. John.
That's its only channel.
I can't wait.
But hey guys, before we try to sneak in to see the TV, why don't we wait till they clear out a bit? I told Kenny we'd go visit him at his break from work. He brought his guitar. He can sing.
Oh, I love Kenny.
Get up on the circus on the television.
That's true. I can be a host.
You're great
Brown
host. You're
presents
right
the
now.
circus. I like it.
Okay, you guys, maybe I can like swing a few tricks by Ivan after I get the show on the television.
Yeah,
and you guys
can join the
he
has to let me join. I'm his sister.
I can do the
just tell my
circus.
mama.
That's why he's not gonna let you join. My brothers and sisters don't let me do anything.
Yeah,
I'm his older sister.
Well, yeah.
Still.
But you also don't know how to you gotta beat them up sometimes. You know, they're your brothers and sisters.
Jeannie!
Well, that's how I'm so tough.
First you wear wears pants, now she's beating people up.
I'm not beating people.
No wonder you're always in trouble with your mom.
Well, that's a little true. Maybe I should start watching what I do.
Probably. No, you don't know.
Oh well. Once I get to the circus, I'll be strong enough to wrestle a bear.
Wrestle a bear? Where do you find a bear to wrestle?
Kenny's here!
Kenny!
He is here!
Oh!
Hi, Kenny!
You do have your guitar. I'm so excited.
Hey, Kenny!
We met all these people, and they're being toured around Rabbit Town.
And they're our new friends, I think.
They're all real musical, not just Aubrey. Right, Kenny? You guys are all singing and playing your instruments all the time.
Aubrey's one is going to be famous, though.
Oh, yeah. That's just because you don't spend all your time playing your music. You spend half your time playing your music and half your time playing in the circus. Well, this here's my good friend Kenny, guys, and this is the John Palmer Company. Why don't you tell these folks a little bit about it, Kenny?
Well, I can't tell you a whole lot. After all, I'm just a worker here. But I can tell you that one half is used for making the shoes themselves. The other half is where I work. That's where the hot oil press is, and we're the first in Canada to actually do that. So it's kind of a big deal.
Awesome. So, wait, why don't you tell them a little bit about the circus tricks? I know that's what your mind's always on.
Oh, tell me one about the barn door. That was my
that's a funny
favorite.
story.
Okay, so this one time we had an old barn door. And I stood in one end of it, and two of my buddies jumped down the rafters. And I flew up so high that I went straight through the roof. There was a hole up there. And I flew outside. Luckily, it snowed the night before, and there was 2 feet of snow on the ground, so I landed softly, kind of. And my mother, she was out in the window, and she watched me fall. I thought she was going to kill me.
Well, I'll tell you guys a couple little things about the John Palmer Company before we finish up here. They were making about 600 pairs of shoes a day. And they were commissioned to make shoes for the First World War, the Second World War, and the RCMP officers. They also made steel-toed shoes and boots right here, the very first ones. So, I think that's just about it that we have to tell you guys about Rabbit Town, but why don't we give them a proper send-off in real Rabbit Town style? What do you sing that song?
Oh, I love it. We'll have a bluebird on your windowsill.
Oh, that's a good
we're
one.
really
That's a
gonna
good
sing that.
song.
Oh, I love the guitar.
There's a bluebird on your windowsill. There's a rainbow in your sky. There are happy thoughts your heart to fill. They're enough to make you high. And with every tear you wash away all the things you kept inside. You count your joys, it's lovely day, and you wonder why you cry. There's a bluebird on your windowsill. There's a rainbow in your sky. There are happy thoughts your heart to fill. They're enough to make you high.
You have to do Walk on the Sunny Side if you're doing Aubrey Hanson. You have to.
Oh, I don't know that one right now, no, sorry.
Although Glenna Robinson was she obliged by singing that to us at the Hanson House on the last tour. But do you guys have any questions about the tour or the area? Or do you have any things you'd like to share?
There's a bluebird on your windowsill. There's a rainbow in your sky. There are happy thoughts your heart to fill, dear enough to make you cry. With every tear you've washed away, all things kept locked inside. You count your joys this lovely day, and you wonder why you cried. There's a bluebird on your windowsill. There's a rainbow in your sky. There are happy thoughts your heart to fill, dear enough to make you cry.